believe that's the call. Harvey, was it Harvey that tried that three, and it was way short. Now coming into the ball game, Jordan Nielsen at 6'6" replaces Corbell.
So they just gained 2 inches and another physical presence.
And Ty Nielsen, the sophomore. 6'2" sophomore on for Skyview. Underneath, getting free and scoring is Oliverson on the inbounds play. 8 apiece, 2:10 to play here in the first period. And the clock hasn't started. The clock
It just caught it.
just barely started. Probably about 10 seconds. It stayed. So if this comes down to a 1-second, one-shot game, it doesn't matter.
They're not going to go back.
Pickett shuffled his feet before he put the ball on the floor. And your S.E. Needham Jewelers middle of the lock sign of the clock shows us what I just told you. Tied up at 8, just under 2 minutes to play here in Smithfield. Skyview with the ball. Oliverson with 4. Corbell with 4. So the bigs doing the job for Skyview. Pickett has 4 for Mountain Crest. And it's Puchu Tao and Caressa with a bucket apiece. This one out of bounds. Moore thought it might have been tipped, so he didn't try to grab it. And the official says nope. Orange ball.
Well, tough on-ball defense from Mountain Crest has caused a couple of errant passes, and that's one of them right there.
Pickett can shoot the 3 ball. It's swatted out of his hands by Jordan Nielsen. Now coming into the ball game, here's big Riley Jensen. It's listed on the program as 6'10". He replaces Oliverson. He's either 6'9" or 6'10".
I think he's really 6'10".
You get him and Corbell and Nielsen or Oliverson out there on the court at the same time, you're talking about 20 feet of defense.
There's some college rosters that aren't that tall.
Mountain Crest working the perimeter. Hall, long 3, way off to the left. Looked like one of your putts.
Yeah.
Just never curved for you. You misread.
Just pushed it.
You misread the line. 50 seconds to play in the first period. Tied at 8. Both these teams try to figure each other out. Mountain Crest hasn't played since December 17th. We had that game for you. Moore, 3. Won't go. Caressa with the board. Plenty of time for the Mustangs as Hall pushes it across the timeline. And then Skyview, they played during the break. They took apart Morgan. If you want to see any of these games, you can go to thevalleychannel.com, see them anytime. Right there, you go into the sports tab, and that's where it is. Caressa, short on the 2-pointer. Jensen with the board, elbows out. Heave at the buzzer by Skyview is way off the mark, and we're tied at 8 going into the second period.
Academy, your club, your results, your life.
Hey, Pier 49 Pizza, one of our sponsors for the game of the week, and they brought a new one today. It was Little Italy, is what it was called. Now, it didn't have marinara sauce or pizza sauce. It didn't have Alfredo sauce. It was a ranch sauce.
Ooh, I don't know how Italians would feel about that in Little Italy.
It doesn't matter because they're not here.
and it was really good.
And it was really good. There was pepperoni, cheese, pepperoncini peppers on it.
I like those.
Tomatoes, sausage. I mean, it was awesome. People always dip their pizza or their pizza crust in ranch dressing anyway, so why not put ranch dressing on
That's true.
as the sauce?
My brother just pours it on. I'm going to tell him about that one.
There you go. He'll love it. Pier 49 Pizza. I'm telling you, that's my choice whenever sitting down to camp out and watch a game or watch a movie. Well, Mountain Crest working it around, not really in any hurry. We talked about them using their speed. Well, they're just kind of working it around. Caressa can't connect from long range. Moore dialing up the three. Nobody home. Rebound, fought for. Pickett out front to Hall. Hall against Moore, and he lays it in.
That's where Mountain Crest speed has to come into play. They've got to play defense up top on the perimeter and then get out in transition.
When that shot went up, Moore released. We'll see if they start doing that, getting their bigs crashing the board and one of the guards releasing. Oliverson, low block. Finds Nielsen.
Nice block.
Yeah, Putu Tau. Nielsen can't get it to go. Finally tipped in. And was that Nielsen?
That was Ty Nielsen, number 3, who missed that first shot. Then Jordan Nielsen put it back.
Tied at 10.
A lot of Nielsens. It must be in northern Utah.
Either that or
Or
Denmark.
Olsens.
Caressa, 3. Got it. Oh, and he lets the home crowd know.
That kid's not shy.
If I was that good, I don't think I'd be that shy either.
No.
He plays with a little bit of fire. Nothing wrong with that. I don't begrudge that to any kid. There he is with that straightaway 3.
And you know he's going to take it. You can't leave him wide open like that. I'm sure Coach Anderson's going to mention there can't be any uncontested shots from the perimeter.
He made the little 3 signal as he crossed the timeline. The Mountain Crest with the largest lead by either team in the game at 13-10. They're tied at 8 after 1. We've played nearly 2.5 minutes of this second period. Trace Sayama with the ball and into the ball game for Mountain Crest. Crosby also in as he passes it off to Pickett. Putu Tau. Backdoor to Crosby. Talking about tall timber. That timber's tall enough to give squirrels a nosebleed.
Boy, a nice play there by Oliverson going out of bounds. Presence of mind as he goes to his backside to knock it off a Mountain Crest player right there. Oh, we missed it.
They threw it off of Crosby out of bounds. So Skyview with the ball back and a chance to cut into the Mountain Crest lead. Moore, baseline. Leaves it short, Nielsen board and put back.
Boy, Nielsen's cleaning up the garbage. A lot of guys putting up shots that are going up short or rimming out hard, and Nielsen's right there to put it back.
Skyview in the zone. He'll stay in the zone unless Mountain Crest shoots him out of it. Putu Tau. A 13-footer, and I think somebody got a hand on it.
I think Riley Jensen got a hand on that.
So Corbell comes into the game, and Oliverson will sit. Oliverson with 4 points. Caressa, 3. Too hard, Pickett picks up the board after it hits the floor. Here's a 3 from Lewis in the corner. That one good as Mountain Crest starting to find the range.
Well, that's really what Mountain Crest needs to do, is that'll break that zone like you mentioned and force them back into a man defense, which Mountain Crest was successful against in the first quarter.
Knowles high post to Corbell, looks low to Nielsen, and it's too high, and that's saying something. As Nielsen's 6'6", and his wingspan's about 18 feet. Reminds you a lot of the Bernson kid that played here a couple years ago, and then will be playing football for Utah State. Long and lanky, long arms. He was a heck of a defensive end up here for Skyview. Mountain Crest, this is how they started the quarter, working it around and then just getting somebody free. Lewis can't convert. Pututau fights for the board, and then Nielsen steps out of bounds. Sayama was kind of bothering him.
Well, he tried to pirouette out of that and find a pass down court, but stepped on the baseline. Right there. That's a good call by the official.
Harvey back into the ball game. For Skyview, Pututau sits. Hilliard back in. For Mountain Crest. Long ball by Pickett.
Probably not a shot you want in the offensive set they had.
No, challenged, and he fires it up, and he's way long on it. Out front, Knowles, three, got it! First three of the game for Skyview. And it's a 1-point Mountain Crest lead. Sayama, stop, pop, too soft. And he flags down his own board. Hilliard against Moore, and a foul coming. Moore bumped him. 2 shots coming. The first free throws of the game. There's 3:11 to play in the first half.
Well, Hilliard, great presence of mind, sees Moore out of position on defense, just goes to the hole knowing he's not going to get a shot at it. Here it is right here. Not even really trying to make a basket, just throwing it up there so he can get the shooting foul.
Hilliard hits the first free throw, and all the starters have scored for Mountain Crest. Misses the second was Hilliard, rebounded out of there by Skyview. Not a lot of fouls called in this one. 4 on Mountain Crest, only 2 on Skyview. Oliverson with the lefty hook.
That little runner just didn't drop for him, put too much English on it.
And it was a bilingual rim. Pickett straight away. I don't know how long he thought about that three, but it crossed his mind. And Lewis backs it out. Mountain Crest is backing it out, then the guards are cutting through. And there's Lewis. Loses it. Oliverson bothered him. Knowles off to Moore. Grayson Moore too hard. Rebound. Swooping in is Corbell. Knowles three. Got it! Knowles with 6 quick points, and it's a 1-point lead for the homestanding Bobcats. Pickett does something about that with a 3 of his own. 7 for Pickett. 2018 Mountain Crest.
Gotta love these rivalry games. Taunting each other, cannon big threes. Smart by Knowles, get the ball back out, reset the offense.
1:45 to play here in the first half. Out of bounds off Pickett. Skyview will inbounds underneath their own bucket.
Oliverson to cut back inside. If Pickett hadn't stuck his hand out, take a look at the S&M Jewelers middle of the block, sign of the clock. That's where you go to get engaged, I've heard. I'm so old I don't have to anymore, but all the young kids should take note.
I'm already married. I don't want to go there. I can't afford to get engaged again.
You could get a watch.
Yeah, that's true. I've been married nearly 20 years, so my wife thinks it's her God-given right to get a new ring that's the size of my head. So I guess 20 years of living with me, that's the least I can do, huh?
Well, I hope it's just as shiny as our heads, too.
Shot won't go on the other end by Skyview, and Mountain Crest flips it up on their end. Oliverson up and under, and he ties it.
Really feel the energy from the Skyview side of the ball. Picked it up on defense, and that's really starting the offense.
We were tied at 8 to start this period. We're tied at 20 with